absolutely know they're seeing something special tonight.
Contest is title versus career and is no disqualification. Introducing first, the challenger from San Francisco, California, weighing 225 pounds, the Black Rose, Jude.
This match, Mathias not even waiting for introductions. As this match, no disqualifications, appears to have already begun. Referee calls for the bell, it's official. The only way that either of these men is walking out is by putting the other on their back for 3 seconds. One will walk out champion. And it's possible that one will walk out without a career. As Jude appears to have shaken off the sneak attack and is already fighting back against the ass-kicking machine Mathias. 15 months, I should say, out of the ring, and it seems like Jude hasn't lost a single step. I'm sorry to be shouting, but this crowd has not quieted down. This crowd has not quieted down since the entrance music hit.
Jude is obviously having a lot on the line. You can argue that a championship is incredibly important, and for you to put your entire career on the line is certainly a testament to that. There's only, as far as I'm concerned, one person in this building who understands the situation that Jude is in. And this is exactly the mistake that I made before I unfortunately left this business prematurely. And as Jude is, while I understand why he is doing what he is doing, I can't help but feel that he might have made a grave mistake, considering that Mathias is probably one of the most, if not the most ruthless SoCal Pro Tag Team Champions in recent existence.
Jude definitely has the deck stacked against him, but you know the smell of the game just as much as anyone else. And like you said, you put your career on the line, just like Jude did. And would you have done anything differently now?
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that. I'd probably,
all right,
I might still be wrestling, who knows? I'd be a lot thinner, that's for sure. Jude is now going into the neck breaker, into the cover.
Really stuffed out my point, just like Jude slammed Mathias onto the mat right now.
I don't know if you noticed, but Mathias is definitely not taking this match lightly either. As, granted, regardless of if Mathias wins or loses, he is coming back next month. There's no question about Mathias's return. Now, whether or not he returns back with a championship remains to be seen. Nice big punch in the corner. Listen to this capacity crowd as Mathias pushes Jude off. Into the buckle goes Mathias. And back in to finish it off, perhaps restarting one. There you go.
And it's very interesting. I think this is the most aggressive we've seen Jude and this may be something he has to do to even slow down Mathias.
This appears to be in vain as Mathias just picks up and easily puts down Jude. You're talking about a clearance of at least 5.5 feet onto the floor, onto that real hard floor.
No pads here at SoCal Pro Wrestling. If you go to the outside, it is at your own peril. But in this match, no disqualifications, no countouts. The only way to win is by hitting your opponent in that ring.
Right up Mathias' alley, as we've seen definitely an aggressive, more nasty side of Jude in a couple months ago. We saw that, but again, nothing like this. Look at that man. And I don't know if you noticed, but Mathias, to me, easily has packed on, in the last recent couple months, easily an extra 20 or so pounds.
He is looking bigger than he ever has, and he was already huge to begin with.
The man is gigantic, and if you ever see his workout routine, if you ever see his dedication to that gym, it is just, look at that as a slingshot. Jude Dizz goes into the ring post.
Now, it's no laughing matter, but I've heard that when Mathias does push-ups, he doesn't push himself up, he pushes the earth down.
Very good. That's right. Matter of fact, Mathias is probably one of the most, if not the most. Look at that. Again, now second look as Jude Dizz face plants into that pose. But like I was saying, Mathias is definitely probably the most naturally, genetically gifted person here. What are we setting up here as a table?
Some say it's genetics. I think it's just an unhuman work ethic. That's all he does. Gym, eat, destroy, back to the gym.
Mathias now, perhaps, I was going to say skipping that table, but no, what are we going to see here? This is not good. It's
not to the outside.
Oh my goodness, as Jude Dizz was inches away.
Every single person is on their feet here at SoCal Pro. As Mathias is now teetering dangerously close to that ring.
Mathias now going on for the grip strength, and Mathias holding true. Inching his way just barely off of crashing through that table. And folks, make no mistake about it, that table is as hard as a rock, just as that floor is. What are we going to see here now? Mathias is, again, going to find every single possible way he can to take advantage of Jude Dizz. Oh my goodness, what an incredible feat of strength by Mathias. That is why they call him the ass-kicking machine. Machine being the operative word here. Going in for the cover. Two.
Just deadlifting Jude Dizz over the ropes.
And you can see it with this crowd. This crowd is not just having a good time. They're on their feet because they are concerned. They know they very well could be witnessing the last 10, 15, 20 minutes, perhaps even 5 minutes of Jude Dizz's career here. And it's literally go big or go home.
Regardless of who wins, who takes home the title, these fans know they're witnessing something special tonight, just as you are, everyone who's tuned into our live stream this evening.
History is being made here at SoCal Pro, as only SoCal Pro can deliver. Mathias still back on track, back on the offense here, picking up Jude Dizz. Big strikes, elbows to the face. The crowd obviously not very fond of Mathias, and Mathias not very fond of the crowd, so I guess the feeling is mutual.
Well, you heard Mathias himself. He wants to not only beat Jude, he wants to end his career. He wants to take that away from Jude Dizz.
Mathias feeds on not only negative energy, but literally the discontent, the hatred of the people around him. That is what fuels him to keep going, which is absolutely sick, in my opinion.
That backbreaker into that second rope, elbow drop, and now it looks like Jude Dizz is going for the sharpshooter a la Bret Hart, who is, he told me in the back, one of his idols growing up was Bret Hart, the Hitman.
I have known Jude Dizz for the better part of a decade. I believe I was there for his first in-ring practice at SoCal Pro. Him and his partner Joe Gamble entered in as a tag team, and now Jude Dizz is proving everything he can on his own. Former champion, absolute formidable opponent, maybe not enough as the ass-kicking machine still back on top.
And to keep our PG rating, I will not be repeating what the SoCal Pro fans are chanting at Mathias, but you can say that he is not a fan favorite.
As anybody would be, as Jude Dizz is absolutely beloved by this crowd, not only here, but in San Diego. Both men having a small stint in their opportunities in AEW. They have gotten to work many different people all across the country. As Mathias brings Jude Dizz closer and closer back to no man's land, that table made of wood and steel, as the ass-kicking machine is trying his best to dramatically put a permanent end into the career of the Black Rose.
Mathias absolutely has his gardening shears. It looks like Jude Dizz is just even the odds with a steel chair.
And And you heard that all the way throughout Vista, Oceanside, Escondido, you name a city, they heard it. That, my friends, was louder than a bomb as the Black Rose back on the offense, taking it to the ass-kicking machine.
You've seen the aggression that Mathias has taken to Jude, and Jude is absolutely giving it back in equal measure.
Calling for one more chair shot on the back of Mathias, winds up. Oh my goodness! Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, in goes the Black Rose with a follow-up.
And Andrew, my ears are ringing from the sound of that. I can't imagine how Mathias's back feels.
The machine is coming apart as Jude improvises with some wood and steel of his own, taking Mathias now to the stage. And again, Jude got the position he's in because he was so methodical, because he was so cunning. Oh my goodness!
Just tossed like a sack of potatoes down our entrance ramp.
As Jude now giving the signal, saying, getting up, get up, Mathias, get up, as he charges into Mathias. Big elbow into the throat of Mathias, as Mathias' back of the head just barely misses that table behind him. Let's not forget that table is still in play. And right now, Jude is selected as the favorite perhaps to outcome the winner, victorious of this match until that happened. And again, no disqualifications. What are you gonna possibly do?
Well, I'll tell you what Mathias is gonna do. Mathias is gonna do everything that he can to take away the livelihood of Jude, and that's why these fans have been chanting that towards Mathias. That is why Jude is fighting with everything he has to hold on to his career, despite being hit across the spine with a steel chair.
Mathias now bringing in, look at this, and now just sitting down, admiring his work. Is this sick son of a gun, Mathias? Again, not giving a care, not only not giving a care, but relishing in the fact of what he's doing to this man. This man has kids, for God's sakes. Oh my goodness! And you can talk about the will for a championship, you can talk about a will not to lose, but look at this, this is not will, this is not about belts, this is not about a victory. This is about his sick seduction, this is about his sick fetish in loving the treatment of others, the absolute disgusting treatment of others. Is this wicked son of a bitch will do anything here to make these fans absolutely hate him. And believe me, I share in their sentiment.
Mathias absolutely revels in the punishment. He revels in the pain. He brings joy. That is the only thing I've ever seen bring a smile to Mathias' face, is inflicting harm on others. Otherwise, it's just anger and muscle.
He is a machine, no doubt about it. As Mathias is having choice words with the crowd. I wouldn't pick a fight with him if I was in the front row, that's for sure.
Unfortunately, Jude has already picked a fight with Mathias, and you've seen how that's turned out.
Look at this capacity crowd. They're literally standing on their feet. People are not sitting for this contest. As people are on their feet, as Jude comes back. Big backflip on his feet. Going back into a bookend. Now down goes Mathias. As Jude all he needs to do is capitalize and stay on top. But my goodness, his throat, his back, his knees, everything must be screaming within an inch of his life. As Jude the Black Rose, has little left to give, but he must muster everything he can, because if he doesn't, that means he's walking out of here without ever coming back. This is it! And as we get closer and closer, as the end comes closer and closer to either one of these gentlemen, the reality is setting in that Jude is running out of options. He is running out of hope. He is running out of pathways. He must find something that he hasn't found yet and dig deeper than he's ever dug to put an end to the reign of terror that is the ass-kicking machine.
Big right hands, big left hands, rights, lefts, dropping bombs on the face of Mathias. Jude isn't out of this competition yet. Jude isn't ready to hang up the boots. Jude is looking to add another belt to his trophy case.
As Jude reaches in for the love and support of these fans. Big European uppercut. Big elbow followed up into the buckle, calling for one more as Jude comes in. A big knee to the face.
Look at the face of Jude. He is in his element right now. It has been 15 long months. We saw him last month, and he has not lost a step. He is ready for what Mathias has to give, and he is going to give it back twofold here tonight.
Jude is now cinching up Mathias on that top rope, looking for this belly to back. Look at Mathias damn near bounced all the way to the ceiling here in the Boys and Girls Club. As Jude is back on top.
That is a lot of mass.
This cover could do it here. 2.
That was a lot of mass coming off the top rope. Almost burning up on re-entry. Like an asteroid hitting the mat, and then you saw him bounce almost a foot in the air. The power between these two is insane.
Jude is digging in to everything he has now, knowing what's on the line, but nevertheless is on top. If Jude can keep this momentum, he has a possibility, a real possibility of walking out of here the new SoCal Pro Heavyweight Champion. Listen to this crowd. Let's go, Jude is.
Jude is looking for that big top rope elbow drop.
Mathias back to his feet. Jude jumps over. Big boot to the oncoming Mathias. Running in, big elbow now. Jude back hitting the rope. Big elbow or big line. Does Mathias hit Jude? Cuts him right back off. Mathias back on top. Oh my goodness, big power slam, down goes Jude. And don't tell me this is it. Oh no, this could be it here. 1, 2.
2.9 as Jude gets the shoulder off the mat, working purely off instinct.
As everything we see, everything is coming down to these pivotal moments. And every single pin is one step closer in either direction. My heart can't take it anymore. Again, this man has kids. This man has years to give. We're not talking about somebody who's injured. We're not talking about somebody who's old. We're talking about somebody who has a lot left in the tank. And for him to walk out of here and not fulfill his destiny to become the next SoCal Pro Heavyweight Champion, let alone not even be back in these buildings, is absolutely heartbreaking. We need to see Jude take this victory tonight.
You've mentioned it. He has years to give. He still has years left in the tank. And to have it ended, have it end prematurely would be one of the biggest tragedies that SoCal Pro Wrestling has ever seen. But Jude is going to work till he drops to make sure that doesn't happen.
Go behind after go behind after go behind, reversals. Roll him up now.
O'Connor roll.
Only the count of 1 as Jude gets sent to the corner, missing the line there. Up on the shoulders goes Jude. We've seen this before.
No!
Oh my goodness, and that's it.
No!
That could be it. Oh my goodness, as Jude kicks out. By God, believable as Jude found something, and I don't know what it was, but he found something deep within himself to kick out of that, and even Mathias is saying, how could that possibly have happened?
Few people, if any, I can't remember any that have ever kicked out of that move from Mathias. He's put in away so many people. That's the move that won him the SoCal Pro Heavyweight Championship. That's the move. The grit, the determination, the drive, the resiliency of Jude is insane.
Oh my goodness, what the hell is that? Come the hell on, dude, don't do that.
That, Andrew, is an 8-pound sledgehammer being wielded like a toothpick by Mathias.
What does he think he's doing?
Well,
have some sort of humanity, for Christ's sakes. Now back on the shoulders of Jude.
And Jude is hitting Mathias with a taste of his own medicine. 1, 2.
That's it. thought that was it. And we were about to celebrate. We saw the timekeeper damn near ring that bell. The announcement was just made, or was almost just made, as neither Jude Dizz nor Mathias can put the final nail in the coffin.
And you see Jude Dizz, Mathias put it into play, and Jude Dizz is going to do everything to scratch and claw his career out of the clutches of Mathias.
Jude Dizz is going to have to make a decision here. Is Jude Dizz going to put himself down to the level of a Mathias and use this weapon against his opponent as Jude Dizz? And all he has to do is strike. That's all he has to do.
And at the end of the day, Andy, you have to see the question being asked by Jude Dizz, is it worth it?
Jude Dizz caught Mathias there with a big strike to the knee. Psyching Mathias out. Not using that sledgehammer. Drop kick to the outside. Down goes the ass-kicking machine over the barricade.
Sent Mathias all the way to the over the barricade into the crowd. As Jude Dizz is going up top. Jude Dizz is gonna fly.
Oh my God!
To the outside. Jude Dizz putting caution to the wind, body on the line as he somersaults off the top rope. That is over 10 feet in the air.
Onto the sternum of Mathias, and if something is going to take out Mathias, that's going to be it. And Jude Dizz, all he has to do is get him back in that ring and make that cover. We still have a sledgehammer in the ring. We have a table on the outside.
We've seen Jude Dizz take pages out of Bret Hart's book. That was a page out of Rob Van Dam's book. Jude Dizz is living the dream of professional wrestling, and Jude Dizz is going to be damned if he lets anyone take that dream away from him, especially Mathias.
Unbelievable as that big elbow has finished off so many competitors here at SoCal Pro. But Mathias is not any competitor here at SoCal Pro. This is why he is a machine. This is why he is the man to potentially end the career of Jude Dizz. This is why Mathias is your current heavyweight champion.
We've seen almost the entire arsenal out of both of these competitors. What is it going to take to find the victor here tonight? We've seen everything Mathias can throw at Jude Dizz. We've seen everything Jude Dizz can throw at Mathias, and neither man is going down.
Listen to everybody calling for tables as Jude Dizz, again, a man of the people, wanting to deliver, bringing out a second table into play, much to the delight of this crowd. And that table is an equalizer for sure. If Jude Dizz could put Mathias through that table, if he could put Mathias through that structure, if he can introduce Mathias to that pile of wood and steel, that might be enough to get Jude Dizz into a position to walk out of here as our new SoCal Pro heavyweight champion.
And Mathias, this is the wobbliest I've ever seen Mathias. Mathias has taken the most punishment I think he's ever taken in his career as Jude Dizz is calling for it.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh my goodness!
A huge slam as the referee counted 2.
Did you see that reversal?
It gets closer and closer to 3. I think if we count the frames, it is only a few before that referee's hand was going to touch the mat. And you can hear the strain it took from Jude Dizz to raise his shoulder off the mat.
You can feel the tension in this crowd tonight. We're seeing reversals. We're seeing moves that we hadn't seen before. We're seeing a table that is about to be used. Wow. What a despicable human being is Mathias.
For those of you that didn't hear, Mathias, with the limp, lifeless Jude, said all of you wanted this. No, Mathias, you wanted this.
What an absolute piece of garbage is Mathias. Again, we're talking about somebody who has a family, who has children, who has put in 10 plus years into this company. As Mathias gets reversed, Jude is now with the pump handle perhaps. Up he goes into the GTS. Jude is now back on top, but not within the wherewithal or the recovery to cover now.
You saw Jude stumble backwards. That was almost 4 seconds that he was left sitting on the ropes trying to gather himself. If he had covered, that would have been it, Andrew.
That table now getting set up into the corner. It has gone horizontal. The legs are open, and this is a very dangerous position for both of these contenders. As Jude is, he absolutely has to hit this. He can't afford to miss. As that table, you can see it almost buckling under the weight of Mathias just laying on it. The sheer size of Mathias is Jude is
setting it up almost like a guillotine as he's going for that rope. Oh no. Andy, I don't think that was something Mathias planned to do, but that is something that Mathias can definitely capitalize, as Jude is now in an incredibly precarious position, and it just got more precarious. It just got more dangerous for Jude as Mathias has picked up that sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer into the face goes Jude. Oh my goodness.
Jude is now hanging limp across the top rope. Jude has been knocked out by that 8-pound sledgehammer.
Jude is seeing stars, maybe not even knowing where he is as Mathias picks him up. Oh no, not like this.
Mathias has him up on the second rope.
We're talking about a finishing move onto the table. Oh my goodness, as the legs of Jude clips that table. One. And Mathias, if he had hit Jude square across that table like he was intending, then Jude very well might have fallen victim to it. Jude is able to sneak away from that, not getting all of it there. As Mathias visually upset, frustrated.
And it looks like Mathias is eyeing up that second table on the outside.
It's not over till it's over. You're talking about one more table still in play as Mathias puts it back into the ring. And that first table wasn't enough to put Jude away, but this one certainly will be.
Mathias has evil intentions. Mathias has nothing but malice in his eyes as he sets up that table right in front of Jude.
We don't know what's happening here. We have no idea what's about to happen here, but whatever it is, very well could be the ending. The very end of this match. The ending of so much more.
It could be the end of the match. It could be the end of Jude's career as Mathias sets him up on the top rope.
Going in perhaps for a powerbomb, yes. And if he hits this, it's over. Oh my God!
Straight through the table!
No! No! I can't believe it.
And with the count of 3 and the ring of the bell, Mathias has retained his championship. watch the replay. It's not often you get a replay of the end of someone's career, but that is what you're looking at there. Matthias standing over Jude.
And ladies and gentlemen,
Mathias walks out with the SoCal Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, and Jude walks home without a career. Sorry.
ladies and gentlemen, we have not. I can't tell you the feeling in this building right now. I cannot tell you the feeling in this building right now. This is not how we envision the ending of Jude, of Julius. This man deserves so much more than this. And Mathias, I hope to God you're proud of yourself.